Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Create with Tina. Today I am excited to show you guys what I have been working on using the new Scenic Coast suite from Stampin Up that just came out in the brand new May to August idea book. And it's a very pretty suite. I'm guessing most of you have seen it. Let me show you the pages from the book. Now look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So that's what I'm excited to go over with you guys today. And what I want to show you is a card workshop that I designed with this beautiful set of papers. And I also used the Sunset Coast stamps and die bundles. So that's what I'm going to show you. This is the beautiful DSP that I used, and I'll show it to you up close. But I have a bunch of fun cards that I want to share. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the camera down to my desk so that I can go over some of the products, some of what I used, and then show you all about the card workshop that I designed and my little tutorial. All right, so let's flip the camera down. Okay, so here is the suite a little bit easier for you guys to see. And the suite actually comes with the paper, so the DSP, and then it also comes with the dies, and then it comes with the sunset sequins. So really, really pretty. And let me show you the paper up close. There we go. Okay, so it's a 6x6 pack of DSP, and in it you get a lot of each pattern, and it is double-sided. So the opposite side is a very calming solid color, so it makes really great options for layering. For example, I use that solid color right here on the back of this card, so it's not as busy. And the paper comes with a shimmer. Can you guys see that? So it really looks like either the sun rising or the sun setting on the water. It's beautiful. I love that about this paper. So there are 6 patterns. Look at that. Oh, I hope you guys can see it. There are 6 patterns. Oops, 1 second. This just fell. 6 patterns that you get, and I think you get 8 sheets per pattern, so you could get 4 of each side. All right, and then there's this one right here, and this one is probably my all-time favorite. I just love the colors in this kit. So, I mean, in this particular DSP. So that is what the papers look like, but then let me show you the bundle. Okay, so I combined my stamp and dies into one envelope, and I've talked about this a lot. If the dies coordinate very heavily with the stamp set, like they're not dies that I would necessarily use as standalone dies, then I will combine them both into one pack by putting the 2 slips of paper together, and then I will store my stamps right inside like that, and then I pull these out, I store the dies on the magnetic sheet in the little envelope, and I'll store those right inside just like that, and then put these combined really nicely into this one envelope. And when I am able to combine like that, it means that I end up with extra envelopes. So if I ever want to move any of my favorite Stampin' Up sets that are in the DVD cases over to this style of organization, I totally can. So I'm going to put those away for now, and I'm going to keep the dies out because I'm going to show you some stuff. And then, of course, the sunset sequence. So it's a great set, and it has some really, really great sentiments wherever this note finds you. I hope it finds you happy, wishing you a lifetime of joy, congratulations, happy anniversary, happy retirement, the adventure continues, and you brighten my day. And I used a lot of those on the cards that I'm going to show you. Now, 2 of the die sets that are tried and true that I use all the time that don't leave my stash are the Everyday Arches dies, and look how many dies there are in this one set, and then stylish shapes, which if you guys have been watching for a while, you know that I love the stylish shape dies. And you'll see in here that whenever I have extra shapes, sometimes I just tuck them right there in the magnetic sheet envelope, which is why I like moving my dies off of the cardboard piece with the sticky tape onto a magnetic sheet that also comes in its own envelope. Okay, so those are two of the sets, two of the extra dies that I used on my set. Now, another thing I used in my card workshop are the adhesive sheets. And these are super, super helpful because look at these dies. Look how there are a lot of teeny tiny delicate pieces in here. And so I could add liquid glue, but I am too messy with liquid glue. We've talked about that. I'm kind of bad with it. And so for me, the adhesive sheets works pretty well. So I'm going to pop that out. I hadn't cleaned that up. It's white because it's a piece with adhesive sheet on it. Okay, so now what I want to do is talk a little bit about my tutorial. So I have, you guys know, I have both scrapbooking and card making tutorials that I share to make your creations go faster, simpler, and just easier all the way around. And my tutorials are printable or just you can look at them on your device, you can download them, but they come with all of the information that you need to cut the product and put it together, as well as a supply list. So what I want to do right now is show you some of the cards I created and give you some tips on how to do some fun things with this die set. So I'm going to take it out, and look, these are extra dies I've stored in there. Extra die cut pieces. Take it out so you can see there's a lot of great dies. This is the lighthouse die. I love it. I use these birds a lot, and one thing I really like is that it cuts 3 birds at one time. And so if you use the adhesive sheets and you put it on your cardstock, then when you pop those birds out, you can add them down really quickly. So let me just show you that. So the adhesive sheets come in a 6x12 sheet, a pack that is 6 inches long, 6 inches wide by 12 inches long. My microphone keeps falling off here. Hopefully it's not making too much noise. And what I like to do is just cut a piece I need for the paper I'm using, and I do cut it just a little teeny tiny bit smaller because it's easier to get it on the paper. So this is a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 inch square, and I cut this at 3 1/8 by 3 1/8, but I just wanted to make it a little bit smaller. Now, one thing I appreciate about the adhesive sheets is that they have these cut lines so that you can tear off the backing that you don't need, and then you can set down the adhesive sheet. And it does not have to be perfect. It can be messy because it's so thin it doesn't cause any problems. So I've got that down, and then look, you can just pull this back and pull that piece off and lay it down. And so now I have a piece of cardstock that is ready for me to run through my die machine, and it has adhesive on it. So let's do that real quick. Let me bring my embossing machine up, and let me zoom this out a little bit if I can. Actually, maybe I'll just lift this up a little. Okay, so I'm going to pull this out, and you'll put the adhesive sheet side down, put your die cut on top. I'm just centering it. This is just a scrap piece, and I'm going to run it through, and I'm going to run it through a couple of times just because it's got that extra layer in there. The adhesive sheet, it's not like 2 layers of cardstock, but it's a little bit extra. And you know what? Because I'm on camera, anytime you're on camera, anything that could go wrong will go wrong. So I'm just gonna do it 3 times because why not, right? I know it's jiggling my camera, but it's jiggling the camera, but that's okay. And I'm gonna pick this up. Okay, and we're gonna use this again, but I'm gonna get it out of the way. Okay, so here, this is what it looks like. So I'll zoom in so you can see when you cut it out, you get this fun border. So what it does is it cuts out the negative space and it leaves the image intact. And so now I just pushed out a couple of pieces around the sailboat that I didn't need, and I'm going to push out the negative space. But look, there's water pieces down here that I definitely want. So I'm going to push those out with my little pokey tool. You guys know I came over to Stampin' Up from close to my heart, and this was, I called it my little pokey tool, and I know we have the take your pick tool, but I already had this in my stash, and so I just use it instead of buying something new all the time. Use what you have. So I'm using my pokey tool, and I'm going to get rid of all of that. Okay, so this will be the first trick I want to show you. I think this is really pretty, and here it is on a card that I cut it out and used it just like that on the card. It just so happens that the card was a full card front, right? So I used it just like that, and I made this fun card, this happy birthday card. But there's also, let's see, where I used it here, and I didn't want it to be a square shape. I wanted it to be a circle shape like I did on this card, and that's what I'm going to show you what I did. So this was just to show you we're not using it. I'll slide it out of the way, but what I am going to do is grab those stylish shaped dies right here. Okay, and I already pulled out the big 3-inch circle, and so I'm going to bring this up again and push it all the way through. Okay, I'm going to lift this up, make sure you guys can see it, maybe even a little more that way. Okay, and I'm going to set the cut piece out onto the die cut machine. And then I'm going to take the stylish shape die, the circle die, and I'm going to set it right on and make sure that I can see a little bit of black right up there. I'm not too worried. There we go. And then I'm going to put my plate on, and I'm now going to run this through a second time. And I'm going to do it twice because, like I told you before, on video, anything that can go wrong will. So if I only did it, I'm going to do it 3 times. Because if I only do it twice, this will be the time it doesn't cut. But if I do it 3 times, I know it's going to cut, and so that's good. Okay, so I'll take that out. Oops. Okay. And now look what we end up with. A circle with nothing in it. And I'm going to save this piece right here. Okay, and now let's get closer. Okay, put that on the floor. I'm going to grab my little pokey tool. And there is nothing to poke. Okay, nothing to poke. So all I'm going to do is pull it off. And you see that adhesive sheet? It means it's going to be no problem to attach this down. And now, no more die cut. I'm going to show you what I did. I took a full 6x6 sheet and I cut out the sunset, okay? So I cut out the sunset, and now all I'm going to do is peel off the adhesive backing, and look, it's not hard to do. I didn't need any special tool to get it off. And I am going to carefully set it down, not pushing too much. The adhesive sheet is a little bit forgiving, but look at that. That is how you can take that negative space and turn it into an actual circle. Okay, so this is one of the things that we do in my card making workshop. So I'm going to set this down. Looks good to me. Oh no, it's not. Look, my ship is not. See, I told you, anything you do on camera that could go wrong will. but since I haven't pushed it down real good, I want my ship to be even with the horizon line. Did you see how I did that? My ship was cattywampus, and it's because I'm going to put the horizon line on this line on my desk mat, so I can kind of line my ship up. There. Look at that. And set that down. And I get it. There. Pick this one up. And set it down directly under it. There. Okay, now that I have it how it's still kind of crooked, but it'll be okay. It could be the ship is heading towards the sunset a little bit. I'm going to flip it over and push it down, and that's how you go from a shape like this to just a circle shape that I used on this card in the workshop. Okay, so that was one of the little tricks I wanted to show you guys that you guys will get to do during if you decide to make my cards. And here it is again. I did it on this card as well, but I did it with the lighthouse. And it just, isn't it, it's stunning because it's not a square piece, but you see when you look in the catalog, unless you use the die that is itself a full solid circle, you are going to always have a bottom that doesn't cut out. Okay, so see like that? So that's my trick. So there is two of the cards. I told you that this beautiful purple, pink, and timid tiger was my favorite. But let me show you another card I designed with it. Isn't that pretty? And now you're seeing how the arches dies are coming into play. Here is another card with the arches dies, and another trick that I will teach you in the workshop with that lighthouse. And then there is this fun card. And then also just a very easy card showing you a silhouette of the sailboats in the sunset. Okay, so that is my 6-card workshop. And like I said, this will be available as a tutorial. And the tutorial is all of the cards, including cutting and assembly directions for each. And you can get this tutorial two ways. You can just buy the tutorial for $15 on my website, or if you choose to buy the bundle and buy the products you need, and it's a $50 order, I will send you the 6-card pre-cut kit. It will not include any stamping. It won't include any of the gems or the ribbons. You'll use what you have, and by ribbons, it's twine. See the twine, how I used it right there. It won't include the gems or the twines. You'll need to do all of that die cutting, but I will send you everything that you need to create all 6 cards with a $50 order. And if your order hits $75, then you get to get the product of the month for $5. And this month's product of the month is a vellum specialty paper pack called Berry Botanicals. And you guys, there's so much stuff in it. It is heavy and there's lots of paper, and it is vellum. It is beautiful, and it's $5. Specialty papers are never $5. I want to say they're, I think, $21 usually. And so you get multiple of each pattern. Look at that one. Petunia Pop. So pretty. I won't pull them all out. Look at this one with all the florals. And then this one in the new botanical. It's called Berry Botanical, but this is the Peaceful Pine. So if your order is $75 or more, you can add on the product of the month, and you'll get your tutorial for free, and you'll get a free card kit in the mail, and you'll get an invitation to our current Virtual Palooza event. And I do those every single month, and it is a 2-day event that is all recorded, so you do it at your own pace, and it includes 2 different scrapbook workshops and 2 different card making workshops. I partner with 2 of my best friends. We have been best friends for years, and we started these events when COVID hit, and we've continued. So with the $75 order, you get an automatic invitation to that event, and the videos and the files, they never go away. They stay in that group on Facebook forever, so you will always have access to them. So I will link all this in the bottom. I know that was a lot of information, but I hope that you guys liked seeing what I came up with this set, and I hope that you guys liked my little trick that I wanted to show and teach you on how to take a die, this sailboat die that's not a circle, and make it a full circle. So like I said, everything will be linked below. Let me know which of all of these cards was your favorite, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.